take this out of this room and go and talk to your communities about it. Because a lot of people, the problem with our community here especially, is that people are afraid of the system. People don't necessarily trust the system to be able to understand them. Because there's a thing, somebody said this to me once, how are you going to talk to a psychologist or shrink that doesn't look like you, that doesn't understand what your plight is, that doesn't understand what your experience is? How are they going to be able to understand? And I've been in that position. I was just heavily medicated, okay? Because everything that I was saying, I don't think it registered. And they're like, okay, let me just give you this and that. Now, I stopped my medication cold turkey. Don't do that if you're taking any medication, because it's not good. But that was my revolt. That was my point of revolt. And I said, you know what, no more. Let me be and create the system where people like me can be heard and be understood.
And that's great, because I currently teach, my 9 to 5, I teach computer science. And I find out that some students will come to my room, even though we have a pastoral care department, they still come to my room, they still want to share information with me, and I think, don't tell me, I'm not being paid for this. Yeah, because I have to follow up and pass it on. Yes. But now I can understand from where you're coming from in terms of those people that felt comfortable, probably because they understand I'm from Nigeria, I have the background, I'll get to understand more than somebody who just maybe read something from the book. And I'm not saying the book is nothing, I think it has its own place. So, but now the question will now be then is, as myself as an African person, so what do we need to do in terms of to help our community really to understand that, as you said, we are all humans. This depression thing or mental health problem, it doesn't have to do with race, it just happens to human. What do you think we have to do right at the core of our community?
Cool, that's a question and a half. Because, like I said, it all starts with the families, the units. Your individual families. Because there's a statistic that says that 65% of black people that were going through mental health felt that they were not supported by their families. And that's the starting point to me. Exclude the system, exclude the family. Because if you don't feel supported and understood by your family, then what hope do you have? And I think, the way that we've been able to bridge that gap in Western Africa and the different schools is that we actually sat the parents down. We went to see the parents with their children, and we actually spoke to them, and we engaged with the parents in that way. And the results were fantastic. There's a program that I created that's called Parents and Students Together. It's PEE in French translated. But it's bringing the parents together and to make them aware. It does something. When you get told that, as a parent, that your child needs you. It's something different. Your child may say it, but it's not in the same way that someone can say your child needs you. And there's something powerful in that. And I've seen how that's worked. So I think for us, the important thing is to reach and target and talk to family units. The mothers, the fathers, that's the starting point for this. It's not easy, I'm not saying that it is, but that's the place where it starts, in the home of these people. Whether it's children or, young adults, whatever, that's where it starts.
All right. Let me ask you this question, probably going to be the second to the last question. And the reason why I want to ask this question is, sometimes we see people in a place of position, maybe they were there by luck, and so they use that place. Obviously, they have a voice, but I want to guess that you've experienced some sort of depression or anything that has to do with mental illness. Can you share just something so that then people here will understand that you're not just saying this, that you've experienced this, and this is probably a couple of things you did, or maybe one thing that you did that helped you, just so that somebody can take something away and say, okay, maybe I can share this in my community and say, I heard someone who said this, maybe you can try that as well. Because you mentioned about a drug during your conversation that don't take that medication. Now, I'm thinking that's from experience point of view. So can you share something that you've experienced, and this is what you did, or this is what you went through, and you came out of it?
Well, I don't want to give too much of my article
away because we have it in a magazine.
But yes, so I went through my own patch, you know, and like I said, like I mentioned, yes, there was, you know, I had medication. They made it heavily medicated.
Wow.
None of my body works, literally, from head to toe. Okay, like, it was bad. So, you know, and I stopped cold turkey, which I don't recommend. Don't do it. You know, you kind of wean yourself off of things like that. But to me, like I said, it was more of an act of defiance for me to do that. Okay. But what helped me to snap out of it, it's not necessarily a practical thing. Okay. I think it was a turnaround of mindset. Yeah. Okay, seeing the depression from something negative that you have to fight against, from something that you have to engage. Okay. And that's very deep. Engaging, because like I said, I believe that there is a lesson in every depression. There's a lesson that you have to learn. And open yourself up to that lesson, and then something will click. And then you'll be back to yourself. Honestly, that's what my experience has been. You know, and yes, it's very deep, but you really know. Article, I'll give more details. But I also believe that, you know, mindfulness, just a little more practical, mindfulness has been very, very helpful. Because I teach mindfulness. I've been teaching mindfulness for a few years, and that's been fantastic. It's helped me to really say. So on a practical level, that's been great. It's all a mind shift, you know, and that's different for everybody. It happens at different times, but you need to bring yourself to the realization that I'm engaged in this. What does he want to show me? What does he want to teach me about myself? And then something will happen, and then you just snap out of it.
Oh, fantastic.
I honestly believe that.
Our last issue was mental health with spirituality. Mm-hmm. All right, so this issue is based around nutrition, mm-hmm. food. So do you think there's a place for food in connotation to mental health? Absolutely. I mean, I've done a lot of African spiritual research myself. And, you know, I've come to understand that in our traditional, at the root of our beliefs, our traditional beliefs, you know, the products of the earth are at the center of our well-being. In cultures, you know, we give certain foods high esteem, certain foods high esteem because of what they do to us. So we have that knowledge, we do, you know. And, you know, I really also believe in the concept of eating within the season. I do. Because our forefathers did it for a reason, because that's a big impact. Nowadays, we look at the food that we're being served. I mean, food. And we're all guilty from having a McDonald's from time to time. You know, and we're all guilty. But is what you put in your mouth is going to affect your aura. It's going to affect who you are and what you are. And you notice it straight away when it goes to your stomach. You will notice what it does. You know, so I definitely believe in the concept of food, because food is energy. Energy that you're putting in. Down to who cooked it. What energy they put in it, but that's too deep. You know? Everybody's energy references, you know, no. But I definitely believe that. Fantastic. I mean, thank you for coming around. As I said, there's more about Yann and his story in the magazine that we actually share. We will be sharing some of your information as well on our website and social media platform.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Let's give it up to Yann. Thank you.